If you're looking to move to San Diego with your family, I'm going to tell you the 5 best places to raise a family in San Diego. My name is Kyle Whistle with Whistle Realty Group, your guide to living in San Diego. And the goal of the show is to give you all the information you need to make a decision if living in San Diego is going to be the right fit for you. And today we're going to focus really heavily on those of you that are thinking about moving here with your family. I'm one of those rare native San Diegans, been born and raised here in San Diego, lived here over 40 years of my life, and I'm going to share all of my knowledge and my experience with you to help you make the right decision for you and for your family. If you enjoy the show, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, let YouTube know. Also hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you get notified when we release future episodes of the show. And if you do want to get connected with our team, you can call or text at the number down below, and that will get the ball rolling. We can learn a little bit more about you and do everything we can to help guide you through the process of living in San Diego. Without further ado, let's dive into the list today. I pulled this content from a website called niche.com, or niche if you prefer. And the methodology they use when coming up with the best places to raise a family, I'm going to hit a few of them, and there's a lot more. We'll have a link down below where you can get all of the methodology. But here's some of the key factors that they include is the grades for the public schools in the area, the higher education. And what they mean by that is what percentage of people in the area have a college degree. They're going to dig into cost of living, obviously kind of important. How much is it going to cost me to live in one of these places? What are the crime and safety ratings for raising a family? This is a pretty obvious one, right? And then housing, and what does it cost to live in these areas when it comes to the housing, and some of the amenities that are going to be family friendly in the area. So those are the key factors, and there's a few others that they built into this list. And we'll dive into the list. We're going to start with number 5, work our way down to number 1. One of the things I did with this is I kind of combined some of the areas that Niche broke up. Some of these areas overlap each other. So I wanted to make this as succinct of a list as I could to really help you and guide you through this process here. So let me grab a sip of water and we'll dive in. So number 5 on the list, this is an area that is commonly referred to by locals as PQ. Why do we call it PQ? Because the actual name is Rancho Penasquitos. Which is kind of complicated to say, especially if you're not from San Diego. This is one of those when you see it for the first time, you try to sound it out and probably sound a little silly the first time. So if you want to sound like a local, just call it PQ. So Rancho Penasquitos, this is at the intersection of the 15 and 56 freeways. And if you've never watched one of our videos before, that's how we talk about freeways here. We call them the 15, the 56. That's just how we say things here. So 15 and 56 freeway, this would be considered right on the edge of where we're moving from central San Diego into North County, San Diego. By definition, I think we actually kind of straddle the 56 freeway here, and that 56 is typically that divide line between central and north. So part of PQ is in North County and part of it is in central San Diego. So this is one of those that kind of overlaps it. But some of the things in PQ, there's some really good hiking trails all around. You could go hike up Black Mountain or Rancho Penasquitos Preserve, where there's a cool little waterfall. When there's enough water flowing, the schools tend to be very highly rated, and it's part of the Poway School District, which is commonly known as one of the best school districts in San Diego, but it's in the more affordable part of the Poway School District. So I think that's another reason why Rancho Penasquitos made the list. And location-wise, you could be to the beach in probably 10-15 minutes. You're to the beach. Short drive from Snapdragon Stadium where the Aztecs play, or downtown, you're probably about a 20-25 minute drive from getting down to Petco Park where the Padres play in the Gaslamp District. So number 5 on the list, you got Rancho Penasquitos. Number 4 on the list is one of the coastal communities, one of my favorite spots on the coast, Solana Beach. Solana Beach is just an amazing place. This is just north of Del Mar, and it is going to be, most of this is west of the 5 freeway. Anytime you're west of the 5, you tend to be a little bit more expensive. So of all the areas on the list, Solana Beach is going to be one of the most expensive on the list, but for good reason. You're pretty much living at the beach, like the name says. And Solana Beach is one of the cleanest beaches. They don't have a whole lot of public beach area in Solana Beach, which I think is one of the reason a lot of people live in Solana Beach like it. It's not a big wide open beach. They don't have a ton of the tourist crowd coming into Solana Beach. It's got a really cool art district called Cedros. So you can walk up and down Cedros, and there's all kinds of cool, art galleries and shops and whatnot. You got Belly Up Tavern, where they always have really good music going on there. And something else that's really cool in Solana Beach is there's a train station there. So there's the Amtrak that stops there. There's the coaster, which the coaster just kind of cruises, as the name says, up and down the coast of San Diego. So you can hop on the train there. And if you want to head up to Oceanside or you want to head down to the stadium, you could always hop on the coaster and catch a ride. So those are a couple things that I love there. If you are there, there's a really good pizza spot that I love called Pizza Port. Make sure to check them out. They got delicious pizza and they brew their own beers too. So the beer scene is real strong in San Diego. So number 4 on the list, Solana Beach. This would be considered North County coastal. Number 3 on the list, we're going back inland a little bit. We're going to Scripps Ranch. So Scripps Ranch would be considered part of central San Diego. This is the 92131 zip code. Scripps Ranch, some of the things that I love about Scripps Ranch is it's much newer. A lot of San Diego, especially central San Diego, homes were built in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Most of Scripps Ranch is built 80s, 90s, and into the 2000s. So you tend to get a little bit newer construction for the most part. There is a lake, Lake Miramar, which is a really great lake. So if you're into fitness, it's really nice to ride a bike around or go for a walk or jog. Really good trout fishing there. Moe's Hole, that's the spot if you want to catch a bunch of trout. I used to go fishing there all the time. So you got Lake Miramar there. Scripps Ranch High School, I remember, growing up playing sports. That was always like one of our favorite gyms to play at. It's one of the nicest gyms in San Diego. You got a lot of shopping in the area, and prices are still relatively affordable. You're going to be above the median price for San Diego, but you're not going to be, overly expensive to be in Scripps Ranch. And virtually all the schools in the Scripps Ranch area tend to be really highly rated. Your safety ratings tend to be really good there as well. There's a lot of family-friendly activities in that Scripps Ranch area. Let's go to number 2 on the list, and this is one where I combined a couple places together. Carmel Valley and Torrey Hills. This is going to be your 92130 zip code, and this area is very new for the most part. Most of Carmel Valley has been built in the 2000s. There's going to be some stuff that's a little older, but the majority of it built in the 2000s, and they're still building a lot in these areas today. So if you are someone who prefers to live in a brand new home where you can pick out your finishes and stuff, they're still building in the Carmel Valley and the Torrey Hills area. So that could be very appealing to you. When you're in Carmel Valley, you're 10 minutes from the beach. You got all kinds of shopping and dining. You've got great schools. There's a really cool shopping center in the middle of Carmel Valley called Del Mar Highlands. They got a Cinépolis movie theater. It's one of those luxury movie theaters where you could sit down and they'll bring you a glass of wine and a nice plate of food. Last time I went, I think I got a steak there. I had like a steak and a glass of wine while watching my favorite movie. And you got a lot of it tends to be an area where people are really into their health. So you've got some of the fancier food stores like a Jimbo's Natural Market and stuff like that. So fitness is definitely something that's big in those areas. And Carmel Valley, the schools are just amazing. So if you like the kind of newer construction, you want to be closer to the coast, Carmel Valley is going to be a great option for you. And number 1 on the list, Del Mar. Del Mar and Torrey Pines area. So Del Mar, you're going to be in the 92014 zip code. Some of the things that come to mind for me, Del Mar is one. You've got some amazing real estate. Bill Gates actually recently bought a house in Del Mar. So this is on the coast, your North County coastal here. Schools, phenomenal. Safety ratings, phenomenal. Crime rates, super low. Now, got to be clear, Del Mar is going to be a little pricey. This is not a cheap place to live. Bill Gates has paid over $40 million for a house in Del Mar. So I think everything is rated extremely high. The one thing to know is Del Mar, it's going to be a little bit pricier. This is not the cheapest place to live. But if you want to live in one of the nicest parts of San Diego, you want to live right near the beach, you want good schools, you want plenty of shopping, you want entertainment. They have the Del Mar Fairgrounds, where they have the San Diego County Fair every year, which is one of the biggest fairs in California. They also have horse racing there, so they have 2 seasons of horse racing at Del Mar, and then there's always different events there they tend to have like holiday lights there, and then they have a haunted house there. It seems like there's always events happening at Del Mar Fairgrounds. You got the polo fields in Del Mar, so if you're into watching polo, I'm talking like people on horses playing polo. There's a part of Del Mar too, if you're into the equestrian scene. There's an equestrian scene for sure in Del Mar, obviously with the Thoroughbred Club and polo fields and everything. So lots of fun stuff to do in Del Mar. So yeah, there you go. You have it. That's your top 5 places according to niche.com. Best places to raise a family in San Diego. So if you're watching this video, you're thinking about moving to San Diego, or you want the rest of this list, you want more than just the top 5, give us a call, shoot us a text at the number down below. That'll connect you with our team. Again, our goal is to be your guide to living in San Diego. So we want to help understand what you're looking for, what are your goals, and how can we help you accomplish those goals. So feel free to reach out to us anytime. We'd love the opportunity to help. And if you enjoyed the video today, make sure to hit that thumbs up button, let YouTube know you enjoyed it. Also hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that way you get notified whenever we release a new episode of the show. With that said, I'm Kyle Whistle with Whistle Realty Group, your guide to living in San Diego.